We believe homeownership empowers people to live their best lives and brightest futures. Homeownership in Northern Arizona is not an easy journey, but it's worth it. We hope you find inspiration and motivation from the experiences of these local homeowners who have made their ownership dreams come true in Flagstaff.
So my name's Bethany Boness. I work for the Forest Service here in Flagstaff as a wildland firefighter, and I'm a local. I'm born and raised in Flagstaff. So
yeah, and I'm Bethany, and I work in education here in Flagstaff. And I moved here, I think it's almost 15 years ago now.
Flagstaff has a lot of the things that we enjoy doing as a family or personally or professionally. You know, my dad was in land management and forestry for the state for a long time when I was growing up, and I decided to join the Forest Service and do some of the same stuff. And so, you know, being in Northern Arizona fits that bill pretty well.
And I really like too that 4 seasons. I grew up in the Midwest, and so I'm used to having 4 seasons, and lived in Phoenix for a very short time before I moved here. And that, for me, I missed the fall and the winter. And so when I moved up here, it felt a little more like home to me in that way. And so I really love that we get the 4 seasons here.
From the time Beth and I started our family, we had always planned on buying a house. That was part of the plan from the very beginning. And so being able to be comfortable in your own place and have an effect on the house the way you want it to be versus renting where it's never really yours. You know, you're always kind of working under somebody else's roof. Is very important to us.
It was scary. You know, it's a big jump to go from renting a home to suddenly, oh my gosh, you know, we're going to own this land, we're going to own this home, everything's going to be up to us. And it's, you know, sometimes can be a financial leap as well, but I think we're really glad that we took that leap because, you know, it does pay off in the long run a lot more than renting does. I think the fact that we bought our home, it was our starter home. We knew that going in, 5 to 7 years, we said. And there was a lot of things when we bought that house that we knew we were going to want to grow with, right? Down the road further, you know, we were like, I think this bathroom area isn't working as well as we want it to. What kinds of changes can we make? And Zach did the work himself because luckily he's a handy guy, but took out an interior wall in a bathroom and just that sort of thing. You can't do that when you're renting. You really can't make it fit your individual needs, and that's what our family needed.
Making sure we're lined up into the near future for being able to upgrade, go where we wanted to go as far as homeownership was concerned.
I think that was probably a big obstacle for us, is that initially when we bought our first home, we had an idea of, okay, this is about how much it will cost for us to go into the next home. And then all of a sudden, oh, actually that's changed a little bit. And so having to be a little bit flexible with how we would go about kind of going on that journey or that path to getting something that would be a little bit bigger. And because that was, like I said, our original goal, but that had to change a little bit with the times. So.
Sarah's helped us now with with 2 homes, purchasing 2 homes. The first home, she was really realistic with us on, like, you want all these things, but that's not really the price point where you guys are looking at. And it made us open our eyes to what we actually should be looking at as far as prices. And it was a little bit more uncomfortable to get into that price range. But we were absolutely able to make it happen, and I think she was very instrumental in not only giving us showing us what we were hoping for, but also, you know, saying, I think you guys can do this, you know, and being encouraging, as well as you, Chris. Like, I think punching those numbers in and really looking at the hard numbers and saying, I think you can do this. This is not out of your reach.
A helpful tool was just to have that third unbiased but slightly biased party. And I say that because she really does want what's in our best interest. And so we knew she wasn't going to be taking advantage of us in any way, trying to push us or pull us, but also the fact that we had those conversations. She knows our family, she knows what our needs are and what our interests are and that sort of thing. So for her to be able to kind of keep us on track a little bit that way was helpful. And Zach had mentioned before too, the financial side of it, which is kind of like he said, where you came in, Chris. And for me, I loved all the programs you had because I am that spreadsheet kind of girl. That being able to punch in numbers and say, well, if this, then that, if this, then that, or this option, ABC, to really have a better idea of that we do have a choice and here are what the choices look like. I think for anybody buying a home is such a huge leap that having those experts around you to kind of give you some of that confidence or to confirm with you that this is a good choice, or yeah, you know, I think this could really work out. That made a big difference for me because I think we both tend to be a little bit more on the cautious, hesitant side. So that was great.
I think that's also pretty important for folks to hopefully try and understand is that it's not set in stone, that you can change things to help you along the way into the future. My name's Zach Boness.
And I'm Beth Boness, and we made it in Flagstaff.